Welcome to FIH Hockey Monthly. This month we meet English superstar Ashley Jackson, who wants to leave a lasting legacy.
South African umpire Marelize Klerk talks about her unique feat in women's hockey.
We find out how former Argentine defender Max Caldas is plotting a Dutch revival in women's hockey.
And we are up close with legends of Canadian hockey, Rob Schott and Ken Pereira.
The FIH has announced the lineup of next year's FIH Champions Trophy to be held in Rosario, Argentina. The top 5 finishers from the Rabo FIH Champions Trophy in Amsterdam qualify automatically for the event. Japan makes it after winning the ESB Electric Ireland FIH Champions Challenge 1 in Dublin. The other 2 teams chosen by the FIH Executive Board are Germany, who are ranked 3rd in the world, and Asian Games gold medalist China, who are ranked 7th. There is no place for 6-time winners Australia, who finished 6th in the 2011 edition.
Australian coach Rick Charlesworth has extended his contract with the men's national team till 2014. Charlesworth, who won the World Cup as a player in 1986, masterminded the Kookaburras' march towards their 2nd world title in Delhi last year. Under Charlesworth, Australia became the first team to win 3 major titles in the same year, as they also won the ABN AMRO FIA Champions Trophy and the gold medal at the 2010 Commonwealth Games.
The number 7 jersey in football is usually reserved for players oozing with style, flamboyance and charisma. And when it comes to English hockey, they too are blessed with an archetypal number 7 in Ashley Jackson. With looks and style to match his phenomenal game, comparisons with one of English football's most illustrious number 7s, David Beckham, have been inevitable.
The number 7 for me is the number I've always worn. So when I was 2.5 years old and I first started playing ice hockey, I wore number 7 because it was given to me by a family friend. So, and I've worn it ever since. It's a bit of a coincidence that other number 7 happened to wear it, and the hair as well. And yeah, assumptions were made, I think. But obviously, in sport, he's done spectacular things. So if I can do anything that comes close to it, then that'll be nice.
Ashley Jackson from England.
Jackson's 4-year stint with England hasn't been any less spectacular. The lad from Kent was bestowed with the FIH Young Player of the Year award in 2009 after helping England become the European champions. A year later, he was the catalyst behind England's 4th place finish at the Hero Honda FIH World Cup. And the accolade has only fueled his desire to achieve greater heights.
If it was so that by me being the FIH Young Player of the Year it helped us win the European Cup, then yeah, that's something that I'm happy to do. And if the pressure's there for me to be that player and then move on to the next step and the next step, and that makes us a better team, then that's the pressure that I love to have. The pressure's there because of something that I must have done. So if I can keep doing it, then I'm more than happy, I guess.
Precocious talent at short corners, precocious talent on the field. His confidence in his ability on the pitch. But do you know what really stands out for me, Ashley? He's a winner, and he wants to be a winner.
With a flicking style different from the conventional approach, Jackson has been a nightmare for defences from short corners. But his game is more than just the set plays. The attacking flair he provides from the midfield has been instrumental in England's quest to become the best.
When I retire, if the corner is the only thing that's left, then I will stop flicking corners right now. That's not who I want to be remembered for. Oh, Ashley Jackson, the corner specialist. No, I'm a player. I'm an attacking midfielder or an attacker, whatever way you want to do it. I love to entertain the people that come and watch, play the skillful flair hockey that everyone wants to watch, really. They're really exciting stuff.
Jackson's inspiration behind playing attractive and attacking hockey comes from his Caribbean mentor, the former Trinidad and Tobago international Gwandane Brown, who also donned the number 7 jersey.
I've pretty much based my whole game on the way he used to play and when we used to play together at East Grinstead, just watching him do things that he would run from one end to the other, but he would hardly touch the ball, and he would have people almost moving out the way of him because of the way he would play. And that really appealed to me, and he was entertaining, and he entertained everyone that come to watch him, and then people would come and watch him. So yeah, everything he did I tried to copy, and he would do something out on the pitch, and I would go and stand in the corner and try and do it myself, and look a bit silly trying to do it. But that's how I kind of learned, and I took a lot from his game and put it into my own and tried to come out with my own game at the end of it.
Being England's go-to man in the midfield has meant extra responsibility for Jackson, and the added workload from short corners has meant that he hasn't been injury-free. A few others like Jackson, who excelled in multiple roles, Santi Fesha and Christopher Zeller, too had their fair share of injury woes. Jackson, though, isn't shirking away from the added responsibility.
If you want to be average, then you do a small amount, but if you want to be good and you want to be great and you want to push the team on and really be that difference, then it's a lot of work and a lot of hours and just endless over and over and over again.
So I've played with a lot of good players in my time, and I think, you know, maybe by the end of my career, Ashley will probably be the best one I've played with. I think if he keeps progressing the way he is, hopefully he gets over injuries and things, and like I say, if we want to win things, then we want him in our team.
A fighting fit Ashley Jackson would be central to the team's plans as they look to gather steam ahead of the London Olympics, starting with the defence of their European crown.
Marelize de Klerk reserved a special place for herself in hockey history when she became the first female to officiate in more than 200 senior internationals, a feat she achieved during the FIH Champions Challenge 1 in Dublin. The South African has blown her whistle at 3 World Cups, 7 Champions trophies and 3 Olympic Games.
It's a privilege and an honour. You know, there's a lot of luck on this road also. You know, my team is not playing, wasn't as high as ranked South Africa, and so it was easy to appoint me as a neutral umpire. Saying this also, you know, it's what you put in, and the more you practice, the luckier you get. So I've got to confess that I do put a lot of training and effort into my umpiring. And I'm passionate about it. So that all those factors contribute to the fact that you do get appointments, and that I can sit back and enjoy 200 tests.
With the constantly evolving rules in hockey, umpires are posed with different challenges from time to time, which is something Marelize has really relished.
It keeps you a student of the game, and I think that's what has kept me in the game for so many years. You almost look forward to see what rule changes are next and how we can improve our game. And the most important thing for us is to make this game as attractive as possible for the players, for the umpires, and then obviously for the spectators.
Umpiring might be perceived as being a thankless job where only the mistakes get noticed, but for the Cape Town-born Marelize, it's more than just a high-pressure job.
You know, you get other enjoyment out of umpiring. You get to rub shoulders with the greatest players in the world. You get to see the most fantastic places in the world. The friendships that you start, and I think hockey umpiring friends are friends forever. Yes, there are disappointments and there's a lot of pressure, but you need a certain personality and to cope with it, and I think the FIH is starting to do much more to help us to cope with it. But for me, I look at the positive and I look at the enjoyment, and I can assure you that my career as an umpire has just been filled with fun and enjoyment.
Having started umpiring the same year she started her playing career in 1984, Marelize officiated her first international in 1995, and there were a few unnerving moments early on in her career.
I remember right in the beginning of my career, there was a Champions Trophy in Brisbane. I was really, really young and sort of just started off. And everybody was talking about Natasha Keller, and that was really the first time I saw Natasha Keller. And I remember before a game somebody said, just hold your whistle a little bit when Natasha Keller gets the ball. And I umpired a game that Germany played, and Natasha Keller got the ball. And I remember my heart started beating, and I held my whistle, and she pulled the ball wide and she scored the most amazing goal. And that to me was just, that was the moment that I thought, this is me. I really want to be part of this game, and I want to try and umpire to the best of my ability.
And there have been many more moments to cherish in her long international career.
I think the one that still brings tears to my eyes is the final in Rosario. It was really, really special. The crowd, the vibe, the moment walking out there listening to the anthems, it was just something that will stay with me for the rest of my life.
When it comes to umpiring in the women's game, Cape Town's Marelize Klerk is already on top of a proverbial table mountain, and the rest have a glowing example to follow.
We can do.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. Done?
Yeah.
Coming up after the break, we meet an Argentine who guided the Dutch to a record equaling 6th Champions Trophy title. And we chat up with Canada's ageless stars Rob Short and Ken Pereira, who lift the lid behind their amazing longevity.
Argentina once again have the trophy.
Lucian Reymar and Las Leonas are the World Cup champions for 2010.
The Netherlands finally broke the final jinx against rivals Argentina in Amsterdam last month with their new coach Max Caldas. And they did it the hard way, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
The Dutch have won it here from 3-0 down. It's the title to the Dutch. Max Caldas against his countryman.
For Caldas, it truly was an emotional roller coaster as it came against the nation he represented in 2 Olympic Games. The former Argentine defender was appointed after the video FIH World Cup in 2010, where the Oranje came out second best to Argentina. And although he emerged on top in his first assignment as the head coach, his emphasis was more than just producing the right results.
We're a country that actually has a lot of players, a lot of tradition, but you can't always win. And we need to realize that every other team that plays a tournament plays to win, and sometimes we're going to lose. And we need to be good losers and just learn from when we lost, why we lost, and what we need to do next just to get better again. And that's what we did. Just get the whole winning losing out of the equation. And the girls enjoy and revel being here in such a tournament, such an atmosphere. If you look around, there's thousands of kids going around and moving around. Everyone's for us. And I try to take that away from them and just to make them focus on themselves. And it's going quite well.
The Dutch didn't lose a single game en route to a record equaling 6th Champions Trophy title, and their approach was slightly different from the teams of the recent past.
I think we try to change the way they play and try to change the way they approach the game. I think that we're trying to create a bit of freedom for the girls within the system and try to make sure that all the players feel important within the team and that they can actually just do what they're good at all the time, and doesn't have to come from one person or from me or from themselves, and I think that's the biggest change.
The title triumph in Amsterdam wasn't the first time Caldas tasted success with the Dutch national team. He was the assistant to Mark Lammers when the Oranje swept everything before them between 2006 and 2008.
I learned a lot from a lot of coaches. I mean, the previous coach in Holland, he did also things very well. That's Herman, and with Mark, I still have every day not every day, but a lot of time we got contact, and I show them the program, what I want to do, and how I want to do things. So I use him as my backup when I need to check how things are going. And I'm a type of coach that I'm always wanting to learn, and so I learn from a lot of different coaches, all different sports, and I try to look besides hockey, beyond hockey, to see how can I help my girls improve and get better.
Caldas, the ex-husband of Hockeyroos legend Alison Annan, had his first shot at coaching at the age of 17, and now at 37, his CV boasts of experience very few young coaches can match.
still a bit of a young guy, and I mean, I got the experience of having lived in Australia for 5 years as well, nearly 5 years, and from my background in Argentina and now in Holland, 11 years. So I got a lot of experience in coaching because I chose very young that this is what I want to do for my life. And I think when you find your passion early in life, you can actually just improve yourself and bring yourself to different levels. And look, I'm not the best one in Holland, I'm not the best one in the world. I just want to see how can I facilitate and motivate and help players reach their potential, and yeah, that's what I do basically.
Caldas certainly helped Bloemendaal fulfill their potential when he guided the talented bunch to the Dutch League and EHL double in 2009 and again the league title a year later. His coaching style has already won him many admirers.
He brings a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy. He's a really enthusiastic, passionate man about hockey. He loves improving, he loves training the girls, so he makes it fun. They work very hard, but they do it with fun, they do it with pleasure, and you can see that. Hockey's changing with the self-pass and all the changes that are made that makes the game even faster than it already was. I think you need to be an offensive team, and I think they do that very well. And I expect them to win. What I said, I'm very confident they're going to win gold medals again.
With proven winner Caldas at the helm, the future surely looks bright for the Oranje.
Rob Schott and Ken Pereira have been the driving force of the Canadian engine room for more than 17 years. Their careers have run parallel to each other. The duo have the same number of appearances for their country and even reached the 300 cap landmark together during the Hero Honda FIH World Cup in Delhi. FIH Hockey Monthly caught up with Huggies' ageless stars.
Feels great. I mean, hockey's the best sport in the world, and I'm still playing. And don't forget, he's 37, eh? So I know he looks younger, but hey, we're the same age, aren't we?
11 months.
11 months. I love it. Great fun.
It wasn't planned. He's from Vancouver, so he's out the West Coast. I'm out from the East Coast, and hockey's not as big in Toronto as in Vancouver. But yeah, somehow just over the years, it's 17 years now that we've been playing together, since 93 or 94. And yeah, weird enough, somehow we've managed to equal in caps 319, but I've loved all 319 games with my buddy, and I look forward to maybe 400. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess it is rare, but yeah, we keep fit. We train hard. Good glass of red wine each evening, and yeah, we keep going. We're enjoying it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think just having fun with everything. We have a great team, young guys that keep us young. So it's just fun. That's the key for us to keep chugging along.
Well, I was here, 7 years before him. I was trying every year to get him over. He finally came over and he realized how special it is over here. So it's been a great ride playing over here together as well as on the Canadian team.
Yeah, it took me, I think when Shorty was, yeah, as he said, it took him a while to get me over. I was into ice hockey back in Toronto. And it was, oh, Ken, you got to come out. This Dutch league is awesome. So I came out, and I think 3 days later, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick around here for a while. In Canada, as you know, it's not very big. Ice hockey is the main sport there. But when I first came here to Holland 5 years ago, I remember Shorty picked me up from a restaurant, and we were just going through town, and I saw kids on bikes with field hockey sticks coming out the back, and I was like, Shorty, what's going on? He's like, Ken, it's a different lifestyle over here when it comes to hockey. So for me, it's exciting. Everything's in the papers. Like, this tournament's awesome. Everything's on TV, and in Toronto, they don't really know about field hockey, and they still think we wear skirts when we play. So I'm loving it over here. I think that's why I stayed so long.
I don't know. I do get asked that question every day, but as long as I'm still enjoying showing up at training, showing up on Sundays for games, and then playing with Canada, I don't see why I would stop. So what's more? I don't know. Olympics for sure, I hope, and then we'll see. We've got to try to convince him to go, so we want to retire with the same cap. So whatever it is, we need to stop together. So
we also figure it's better than a 9-to-5 job, right? So. We average like 16, 17 caps in Canada, so if you do the math, I think it's 4 years away. So I'll be, what, 41, he'll be 42.
No problem.
Yeah. It'll be easy.
And that's all in this edition of FIH Hockey Monthly. Next month, we bring you the story of a world beater, South Africa's Pietie Coetzee. We leave you now with the top 5 goals of the Rabo FIH Champions Trophy. Enjoy and thanks for watching.
Opportunity here for Argentina right at the start. It's a goal for Argentina within the first 30 seconds. The Dutch defence were asleep. A dream start for Argentina.
Here's Mee Park. Chance on the counter. Gets around. Brilliantly done. Did I say she was brilliant?
Very measured pass there from Luchetti to Aymar. Aymar sets off, gets away from Mickelson. Space on the left-hand side. This is Garcia. Still Garcia shoots, and Garcia scores. The keeper got a touch.
Oh, mistrapped by a shoes. Mee Park is there to pounce on it. Terrier-like. On Kim. Protecting the ball without obstructing. Oh, my heavens!
How's that gone in?
What a wonderful piece of work.
Barong Fu. Hillman did very well to get to him. Well, how about that for a pass? This is Zhao. Reverse stick shot. Oh, I say. It's flown into the net.